It's time for Three Guys Before the Game. Ready or not, here we go. It's episode 461, and we got a dandy for you. I mean, it's fair to say it's a dandy, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Double dandy?
That's a good one.
Double dandy. It's episode 461, our summer series, and we've got with us former Mountaineer football standout Gary Jennings joins us. Repeat visitor. You remember when we had him?
We did, but it's been a while.
Been several years now. I don't want to say he's getting old, but he just had a birthday in March.
Well, he's not getting old.
I'm just saying this. He might not be getting old, but he's past 25. That's all I'm saying.
He's still got the jets. We're
Yeah,
going to talk about that. He can still burn it. He can't be that old running like that.
You reach your peak athleticism at 28, so he's still got 2
so
years.
He's almost there. He's rolling into it.
Yeah, he's got some time.
All right.
Three Guys Before the Game brought to us by the Burdett Camping Center, the only warranty forever RV dealer in all of West Virginia. Visit them at burdettcamping.com. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. Fine folks at Comax Business Systems will tell you how they can keep your stuff safe in just a little bit. Three Guys brought to us by Gomart. Go for good times. Go for Gomart. Sign up for your rewards card. Go to gomart.com/3guys. And you got an opportunity to save a ton, win a ton. It's all good. And by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. That's LouWendellMarineSales.com. If you were to go out right now, it'd be cold and wet. But by this weekend, things will be just real nice.
It's turning quickly.
Yeah,
By the time some people listen to this, it'll be nice out again.
It'll be nice out again, yeah. Well, here's a guy that's down in South Florida where it's always nice.
Smart.
Please welcome to the program, former Mountaineer standout, now XFLer Gary Jennings. Gary, thanks so much for being with us, my man.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
We're wonderful. How are you?
Doing all right. Can't complain.
Congratulations on your season. As you might imagine, we kind of stole a few looks at your highlights during the year, and that punt fake pretty nice.
Oh, it was really nice, man. A lot of space. Running for my life.
Have you noticed, like, your plays are memorable? Isn't
That's
that fair?
a good point.
His play, I mean, you make plays. Guys make plays. But when you make a play, like you make a play that's like an iconic
Historic.
play, right?
Historic plays.
Plays.
Always is what I do, man. It's what I do. I make plays.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, you may be remembered here for a certain pass that you caught.
I don't know. I don't know if I really remember. I don't know.
Well, don't worry. We're going to show it. We're going to show it about 900 times on the screen while you're talking.
Yeah. So you're always going to be remembered for that one, and then obviously this season on the fake punt. So we'll get into all that kind of stuff. So I was teasing when we started there in the beginning. You just celebrated a couple months ago now, March 6th, your 26th birthday. So congratulations, and we chatted really super.
Thank you.
Yeah, we chatted just a quick second before we started recording, and you said, "Yeah, I don't feel old yet." Well, no, you're not going to feel old at 26. You got a long time before you, and the way you take care of your body, I mean, you got to feel good and bouncy, huh?
100%. I feel really bouncy. You know, I'm really into this health, esoteric type of deal. So, yeah, I feel like I'm 20-something still, and I'm moving.
Hold on, he used a big word there.
Esoteric.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Ah.
What does that mean? What are you doing? Dive into it here. What does that mean?
Man, I'm on everything, man. Eggs, beef, fruit. You know, that's the diet really. Strict diet that way. You know, very big on my workouts. Big on getting out in the sun, all that type of stuff. Big health guy, man. But just watching what I put in my body and all that.
Okay, so this is not a surprise because if you recall, for our listeners out there, when he was on the first time, this is the kid that pretended that he was sick during the NFL draft so he could stay home. And
combine, right?
Combine. That's combine. Yeah, and then he was the kid that asked his parents for a blocking sled, I believe.
And weight vest too. Didn't you get a weight vest in there? Workout vest?
So
all that, man.
All that.
Okay, so you're always at the cutting edge of this stuff. So now walk me through how your diet has evolved, perhaps, What's the most recent changes to your diet that you've made, and what is your diet right now?
Well, I'll start with what my diet is right now. My diet right now is consists of basically, you could say it's animal-based, but it consists of, you could say, eggs in the morning, fruit. To go along with that, I'm working out. Then I'm having beef. I'm having steak. I'm eating really like 1 to 1.5, maybe even 2 steaks a day.
Oh.
Depending on what I'm doing. So
per day.
That's honestly
per day.
Per day.
Oh.
Per day. I know it can be quite what's the word?
Challenge.
Pricey. Challenge. Not challenging. I'm a grill master now. It's not challenging to do so. I love cooking. And I have a routine down. With doing it. So I love it. And I crave it actually. With how much I eat it, I crave it.
So that's
that's all I really eat.
So Gary, that's heavy protein. I assume light on the carbs. How many times are you eating a day?
Honestly, probably twice, like two real meals.
Right.
And if I do snack in between, like I'm not afraid of cookies or anything, but like I'm eating fruit or whatever.
So
in between, if I get hungry.
Yeah. So okay. So do you have an idea? Do you try to? Are you in a calorie area? Are you going 3,500? Are you going 4,000? What are you doing calorie wise?
And that's the cool thing about this diet. You don't gotta necessarily count calories. Beef. The way beef satiates you, so to speak, you can eat however much you want, and you won't get fat. You won't get whatever. It means the most nutrient-dense thing, and that's for all the vegans out there too, as well.
Yeah. What steak are you getting? Or are you going fillet? Are you going ribeye? What do you?
I switch up in between, but I'm a ribeye guy, man. I'm a man.
Yeah,
big ribeye guy.
Little fat for the flavor.
100%. The fat for the flavor, and it's good for your hormones too.
Yeah.
Good for testosterone production, all that.
Sure. So preparation wise on the steak, I mean, what are we doing? Are you going salt, pepper? Is everything on the grill? What are you doing?
I'll switch it up. It's salt, and I have a couple seasonings. There's just one buttery steakhouse seasoning that I use, but it's very simple. I let the steak do most of the talking, or the beef do most of the talking itself.
Right.
And I'll switch from either grilling it to cast iron. I'm a big cast iron guy.
Sure.
Huge cast iron guy.
Absolutely.
Grass-fed butter, all that type of stuff.
Uh-huh. So the side that normally accompanies your steak is what?
No sides, to be honest. I eat fruit. No sides.
So you're going just like a chunk of meat and 72 apples.
So to speak, I'm not an apple guy right now. I'm in my orange and seeded watermelon phase right now.
South Florida.
100%.
Right?
I couldn't do the steak without the big baked potato though. That's where I'd fall down.
Well, that's where the carbs are.
One of the many areas I'd fall down.
Yeah.
Are you working with a nutritionist, or is this just you have researched this and and you're on top of this yourself?
I've just had a lot of time to be able to really sit down and see what works out best for my body. So I've tried everything. I've tried the vegan side of things. I've tried, heavy, chicken and everything. And I've found really the golden point of what my diet should be.
So when you made the transition and you have this going on right now, what does your body feel like now that you're putting this fuel in it? What changed? What feels different?
I mean, I'm strong. I'm lean. I'm not tired. My recovery, it's a lot better. And the main thing is my weight. It keeps me very lean. I can actually eat. I don't got to really worry about overeating that's adding like really any extra pounds. So that's the main thing I notice is my weight. It's keeping my weight at a pretty slim level, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be as slim and lean as possible.
100 years ago on the WVU site, they had you listed at 6'1", 204 pounds. What are you officially?
I mean, about that right now, 205. Honestly, I was thick. Back in West Virginia compared to what I am now. I'm definitely a lot leaner. It's a different body type. It can be even similar weight, so to speak. I can fluctuate from 205 to 210. I don't really like to get too much over 210, but it's really just how it's put together now as compared to it was in West Virginia.
What do you think your percentage of body fat is?
Probably about like 3 to 4. I'm lean.
Dang, brother.
Oh,
I'm
man.
lean right now. I'm ripped. I'm jacked right now.
I mean, you're like, that's perfect.
Okay, so this has to go in conjunction with your workout. You said you're working out. Walk us through that. Some weights, some running. Is there yoga? Is there stretching? What are we doing workout wise?
He's got to stretch. He better stretch.
So on a weekly basis, it consists of a lot of field work. You know, I've been big on working on my craft. During the week and also as well after in the afternoon, I've been a big basketball guy lately too as well. I'm a hooper. I'm a hooper too.
Interesting.
And that keeps off it transitions well for a receiver. Allows me to be able to move and be limber, flexible, and also burn off any extra calories so they don't stick.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, I'll hit some movement, yoga, along with more b-ball as well on Saturday. So honestly, it's a lot of field work. Maybe 1 or 2 lifts per week, and b-ball, man, I'm staying lean, I'm staying strong in my diet.
Are the lifts full body since you're only doing 2 a week? You're hitting everything when you go in there?
You could say that, yes. Okay. They're full body, a lot of core, a lot of legs, and to be honest, like the way that my body's set up, yeah, I do a lot of, you could say, prehab with my upper body, but I'm not doing a whole bunch of necessarily like bench pressing, like heavy bench pressing and stuff. That I don't really need that.
See, it's the functional stuff, right? That's the key. The function, the legs, the core, and the stretching.
Very functional movement.
Yeah.
Start, stop, twitch. He's got to have twitch.
So I got to stop maxing out a couple times a week, right? I got to get rid of the bench press max. That's 1990s.
Explosive movements. That's the way to go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you need to stop going that 52 at 225 bench. You need to pull that back.
Yeah, well, sometimes I go 315, like 10 or 10. That's probably too much.
Jump some rope. I'm telling you, you'll see a lot more gains.
Cardiovascular. So, if I remember correctly from our last visit, at one point you were on the AAU basketball track. You just said that you're really happy with your hoop game right now. Do you think you could make a Big 12 basketball team roster right now as a basketball player?
Literally 100%. Actually, every time I come back home, I'm in my gym down here, playing my pickup games. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some people that can ball. There's some people that can ball down here.
Yeah.
And they're always asking me to, play in their summer leagues, and I can't, due to, obvious reasons. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like not to toot my own horn, but I'm a hooper. I can hoop.
So like if Hugs called you, now, and let's just forget about your age, forget about any eligibility. Like he just said, hey, I need you. Could you make the Mountaineer basketball team?
Yes, first of all, I'm a lockdown defender. That's one thing. I'm a lockdown defender.
You'd fit with Hugs.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm a lockdown defender. I'm a facilitator. I'm a smart player. I have a great motor, and my mid range is. I'm not gonna lie, my mid range is unparalleled. And finishing around the hoop is unparalleled. Finishing around the hoop.
No, I appreciate.
Also, but yeah. I will say, my long range could use some more consistency, but hey, we all have things to work on, right?
Sure. Fair point.
No, that's totally fair. So you had this wild, interesting spring season in the XFL. In that there was this West Virginia connection, right? That you're playing with a buddy of ours in Anthony Becht. So that's kind of wild how that always works out. What was that experience like for you?
It was great.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You buying a steak? You buying a steak right now? Where are we?
No. Honestly, I'm taking a walk around my neighborhood and talking. To be honest.
Oh, that's good. No, that's fine.
Multitask.
And people I haven't been back here in like 4 months. So
yeah,
people are happy to see me back.
Well,
you do what you got to do. We want you to be social. You do what you got to do during the interview. No problems.
Hey, listen, you're better than Jarrett Brown. Last guy we interviewed down in Florida was Jarrett Brown, the former Mountaineer quarterback. He's a barber, and he was cutting someone's hair while he was doing the interview.
The funny thing is, I'm literally about to get a haircut like right now, and I didn't want it to be buzzing. I didn't want that's a funny thing. I like if I could show you a picture right now, I'm literally about to get I'm literally about to get a haircut.
Yeah, if you could, just keep us away from the buzz for right now. That'd be great. I mean,
100%.
So what was the Anthony experience like?
Oh, it was great. Coach Beck, he was a great. He gave a lot of knowledge, and I think he's a true definition of someone that knows the game very well, played it at a very high level, and also able to relate. Of course, and in playing at a high level, able to relate to us as a player. And he pushed us in various ways, and we found a lot of success in that.
Had you talked or met Anthony before hooking up here with the Battlehawks?
I never had.
Huh.
Never had.
But you were aware of him. You knew what he'd done, and obviously
I was aware.
the pro
I knew who he was, but I wasn't honestly. I never spoke. I never had a conversation with him up until meeting him.
So
in Dallas.
Walk us through, because the last time we had you in was right at that period where you're making that transition from the college game and trying to get into the pro game. What's life been like for you from that side of it, from the pro football perspective? What have things been like for you?
I mean, it's definitely been a roller coaster of things, but it's not really a but. It's been a roller coaster. It's no but. It's been a roller coaster of events, and I wouldn't trade any of those events for anything. It's made me a much better player, much better person, and I'm really thankful for every experience that I've gone through. It's been a while. I've a crazy amount of stories that that I've been through, during this process that people honestly don't even know of probably. So I just feel like in my life I've been put through a lot of things that I have overcome and I will overcome. And I believe that I can be a template to others and show people that they can get past things or get through things even when things don't necessarily look as when things look bleak. You can get through anything. You can really get through anything if you don't quit. That's the main thing that I see in this profession. In this profession is a lot of people. They just get tired of being let down. That's honestly what I see a lot of. They get tired of being let down. They get tired of really working, and you can never lose. If you really want to do this thing, you can never lose that dog. You can't lose that dog in you. You got to keep going. You can't stop, because once you stop, they're filtering people in every year, and you really got to love it. And it comes down to really loving what you do and loving your purpose.
Right.
That's what it really is, and knowing what your purpose is in life. So
that's really really insightful. So
yeah.
Let me ask you this: what's been the lowest point along that journey?
Lowest point? I mean, honestly, the first. It's funny. I was talking to my brother about this the other day. The first time when I got waived by Seattle. So it was something that I never really felt in my life, because, and honestly, when I really, in hindsight 2020, there are things I probably could have done, but honestly, I didn't feel like it was deserved in that sense, So, but like I said, everything happens for a reason, in that sense. But even more recently, I wouldn't say it's not really a low. I don't like to put low, but things that hurt. You could say, I'll tell you a story. This past training camp in Kansas City, right? I really it's kind of determined or predetermined that Gary, you gotta make this one count, in order, you really gotta make this one count. So I put all the necessary training into, my routes, everything like that. I knew my role in special teams, what I had to do, and that was another thing. My mentality out there on special teams, that's the biggest thing that I learned, and that I would preach to everyone else, is making sure you carve out your role in special teams. But main thing coming from that was going into camp, I'm killing it. I promise you, I was solidifying my role as a gunner. I showed that this past XFL season as well. Numerous coaches came up saying, how elite I was as a gunner. Anyways, going through this camp as a gunner, I'm doing my thing at receiver, and literally, bam, I run into a wall. during like the only indoor practice of the year. Literally run into a wall that was 5 yards away or so from the sideline, and I got put out with a concussion for a year. And that was I was really just like a dang moment. Like I was literally that close. I knew what could have been. And I know people wanted me to push through, with that, because that opportunity was just so close and the opportunity was just so there. But I couldn't. I couldn't put myself out there in a compromising position to put anything bad out on the field. I don't want to go out there not at 100% if I can't, because they'll just get rid of you anyway if you're putting BS out there on the field. So I would say that's probably one of the crazier stories that people don't even really know of. I can even tell another one. This was back during the COVID year. This was back during COVID, but 2020. Sam Fran calls me in for a workout, right? And I'm there, and during that process, that 2020 year, you had to stay there 5 days before. Or 5 days before, you get tested every single day for your COVID or whatever. And during literally I think it was the second day or first or second day being in San Fran, Seattle calls me up. And they're like, "Yo, we have a P squad spot for you right now. If you leave that." San Fran was for a workout. Seattle calls me talking about, "Here you got, we have literally a P squad spot for you." So head up to Seattle, go through 3 days of testing. Next thing you know, I'll wake up one morning, I don't really feel right. Bam, I get a call the next day. I popped for COVID.
Oh, man.
So crazy. So I am in a hotel in Seattle. They took care of me. They did. They took care of me. They did. But I'm in a hotel in Seattle for literally the whole month of November through Thanksgiving. And it was just dang, can't catch a break. And I already know they were thinking dang, this kid can't catch a break, But, we push through that. We don't quit,
All right, so
it was well time.
So you're right there. I mean, the skills and the talent's never been the question. You were right there, and we talk a lot that athletes, even whether outside people see it or say it or not, you always knew as an athlete where you stack up with what you're doing. So my takeaway from you is you belong there. I would think 100%. Being back here in the XFL this last season's a nice spot for you because, again, it gave you a chance to put some more stuff on tape. You could showcase what you're able to do. And if I'm reading between the lines right, you should be at that level, right? You're going back into the NFL. You're going to get a shot here.
100%. 100%. Next time I get that shot, trust me. You guys are going to see. Trust me.
Well, we do trust you. I'm looking at this thing, Gary, on a website. Do you know that you've been involved in 24 transactions since September the 11th of 2019? 24 different times. 24 different times your name has made the transaction list.
I'm telling you, it's all sandwiched so much in there together that
right.
I can't even really remember because, sometimes some of those, you could say transactions, so to speak, sometimes it's just for them to get a look. They're maybe not true opportunities. They're filling they're filling spots. But yeah, there was a number of places that I've been. I've been all over the country. I've literally been to every corner of the United States.
So is that
this whole process?
All right. So is that something you've learned through this process, the business side of it, way to filter out what are the real opportunities, where are your real chances to make the squad? Because it would seem to me that that's a massive part of this whole business side is getting the right fit and opportunity into the right place. Correct?
I mean, yeah, it's all about opportunity, timing, and all of that. But that's not something I'm really thinking about when going into something. When I'm going into a workout or, if they're picking me up for whatever, I'm not really thinking about their business side of things or whatever. I'm just trying to be the best person and show what I can do in the limited amount of time. And that's what I've thrived on. That's what I've hung my hat on for all my life. Every single little opportunity that you get, you just got to maximize it because especially at that level, it could literally be one chance, literally one chance that they see.
Right.
And It's either yes or no. Literally, the one chance. They'll give you one chance, and you know it too.
Pressure's
about
on.
maximizing it, and it might not even be on you. It could be, you still have. Everyone has to do a job. It's not like basketball where you can just take the ball off the court and take it. You still have the line has to block, quarterback has to throw the ball, everything. So there's a variety of things, and I have to do my job too as well. So
yeah,
it has to be a perfect storm for that. And hey, that's just what it is.
Yeah, and it's been like that, hasn't it? Ever since the draft, traded by the Vikings, 2019 4th-round pick, along with another pick, a 6th-round pick, to Seattle. And then it starts. I'm counting 7 teams' involvement at some point. Seattle, Miami, Baltimore, Buffalo, Indianapolis, Raiders, Kansas City makes 7. Now, with that said, what do you think your season that you just completed with St. Louis, what possibilities are out there for you now as we get ready for the next NFL season?
There's endless possibilities because I was able to show my eliteness at gunner. I was able to get back in the backfield at running back too as well, which was big. That's something that me and my circle have been talking about for a little bit now, is being able to carve out kind of that Debo role. And honestly, looking back at the film, it was pretty cool to see me back in that backfield and be able to do what I did in such like a natural way as well. So I definitely have a lot of angles that I can hit, and my value, I think, is through the roof. The main problem with all of this was that I never really made it to a preseason game, either due to injury or really due to injury. And teams haven't seen me really play in a minute. So getting out here and being able to play for, that great St. Louis crowd, it was a blessing, honestly. It was a real blessing.
The other part, we talked about the fake punt that's been all over the place. That thing has to have millions of views on social media, but I would think the other good part of that for you selfishly is the analytics that come with that. When they put out there, you're running 22.5 miles per hour, the fastest speed in the XFL. To me, that's got to help you down the road too. Is a team looking at that? It's not just a great play. It's not just you making a play. They see that and think, okay, this guy's got the athleticism and the speed to be in this league. That's got to help too.
100%. Honestly, and not just the XFL. If you look back at the analytics, that would have been the fastest in the NFL last year as well. The fastest last year was like 22.2.
Well, that's huge.
Or so, and mine, that was a 22.5. So NFL and XFL. So I think that's something telling in itself, and I think it puts a lot of eyes back on on the radar.
Well, I would say this to you.
In a big way, too, Gary, without having to get an individual workout to go get clocked. I mean, now every team in the NFL can see that out there.
100%. That's game speed, too, as well. That's not in shorts and T-shirt.
Well,
that's not in shorts. That's in helmet and shoulder pads.
Great point.
And also, that's swerving. That's also swerving the defender, too, as well. It wasn't really straight line. I had to swerve a guy and run and be able to hit that. I think that really shows a great deal of athletic prowess.
Were you faster on that play than when you ran by the Texas defensive back on the Will Gurr pass?
No. I think I was rolling on this play. I'm not gonna lie. I was rolling on both. But I was rolling. I was really like, just how the game was. I was really like high stepping, running for my dang life. So.
Hey, man, think about this. Now, when he was here, they didn't have NIL yet. Think about, like, with that speed and the fact that he's eating all those steaks, he'd be an awesome spokesperson for the Beef Council.
No question.
Like, wherever you go, dude, you got to go to the Beef Council, cut a deal with them, and say, I'm powered by beef. That's his thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. I have a few things definitely in my notes and in my notepad in the works of some deals that need to be cut.
I like it.
The beef prices aren't getting any cheaper, and egg prices aren't getting any cheaper as well.
That's true.
So.
No, we'll get you. Hey, listen, we'll get you some cows. I mean, we probably get a couple cows.
Oh yeah, you got some cows?
Oh yeah, I guarantee you. There's three. Hey, there's three guys, listeners out there. We got people with cows.
We'll effort. Yeah, we'll effort it.
Yeah, we'll effort on that. We'll get you a cow.
Stand by.
Oh,
We'll get you a cow.
Let's go. I need that.
Man, we'll get it. You
That's
said earlier that you're a better receiver, obviously, now than you were when you were at West Virginia. When you watch yourself on tape today, and if you were to put West Virginia tape on, even if it's just running routes and just watching yourself, what do you think the biggest difference is in Gary Jennings, the receiver?
I'm much more fluid. I show a change of pace more. I have more nuances in my routes. And to go along with that, I'm just more put together. I'm quicker. I'm stronger. I'm faster. And just my overall just reaction time to everything and like in the game, it's everything's just better. I've been working on it. Everything's just better.
You think a lot, and that's a good thing. And when we had you on the first time, we did talk about you kind of missing school so that you could watch the combine because, you had this, you were obsessed about playing football professionally. What is the world of real football like from the kid that was watching the combine to now having gone through all of this? What has been the biggest, I'm not going to say surprise, but what's the real world like compared to the Gary that was watching the combine saying, man, I would really love to do that someday?
It's just it's a short space of opportunity. You think in college, you're on a scholarship that you have time, you're there regardless, and you can realize quickly, and you see it all the time. You have to perform at that level because they're paying these guys and they don't play around at all. Mm-hmm. They're looking every single day. And I've actually had the opportunity to, inquire and listen to what goes on almost in some of these meetings on the daily. And it's crazy. It's crazy what they're looking literally every single day at practice on who's doing what people are doing. And body language, like, oh, this person doesn't look happy today. Like, I don't know what's good with him. Like little stuff like that. So just learning to always keep your body language cool. And I mean, honestly, I'm a up and up person already. So I don't have to fake anything.
Right.
But just being conscious of just all of that at all times. I think that's the biggest part.
Clipping that.
The details.
I'm clipping that and giving it to some of the youth kids we're with. That right there, what he just said, that's invaluable for kids to learn that I think too many are missing at this point of how important body language is to the whole overall game and what coaches are looking for.
Yeah.
100%.
Gary, we mentioned, obviously, the Texas Pass, and that'll always be the iconic memory that folks have of you at WVU. But when you're just kind of going through a day or going through a week and a West Virginia memory comes into your head, what oftentimes are those West Virginia memories that you have?
I mean, they're memories. They're great. But to be honest, like I said, they're great. I don't want to take anything that's happened for granted. But I look forward to the future. I don't think that the best is in the past. I look forward to the best in the future. So I don't really dwell on too many old things and old accomplishments, so to speak. I'm a person that I'm striving for better because I know there's better in the future. That's how I feel, and that's why right now I'm kind of on a little hiatus, so to speak, from social media, and it's for a reason. I made a promise to myself, and it's going to come to pass soon, and it'll all explain itself when that time comes. But I think a lot of times people get caught up in, that's another thing too as well, is really coming to yourself and really investing in yourself and not caring what other people think, so to speak. There's a lot of voices out there. You can be pulled each and every single way to do things, and a lot of things it's just noise, it's distraction. And in this journey in life and whatever you do, you gotta you got to stay poised. You got to stay focused, because when you get thrown off, or if you get thrown off, it can sometimes be very difficult to get back. So it's better to fix it upright rather than for it to break and have it take it to the shop.
Yeah.
All right. All that said, though, is there a part of the college experience or the West Virginia experience specifically that you miss or that you remember fondly? What would the number one thing be that you miss about the college football experience?
Just camaraderie, just like the guys I was around. Honestly, the moments, and the thing is, everything just seems like such a blur now. To be honest, like I have lots of memories with my teammates. I have memories of working out with Coach Joseph. I have memories of working out with, all my fellow players, all my fellow teammates, and just the community that we're able to build. And it's the most telling part about it all is that didn't have half the stuff that I did then, but we made it work. I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy. I was enjoying life. I really enjoyed what I did and what I do. I still enjoy what I do. But that's honestly what you could say I missed the most was that camaraderie throughout it all, and that college experiences, and just the memories made on a daily basis. Not even really in necessarily football. A lot of it was in football, but just on a daily basis throughout that college experience.
Yeah. You ended up playing exactly 50 games, 168 catches, 2,294 yards, 17 touchdown receptions, 13 of those in your final season. And you got 1,096 as a junior yards, 917 as a senior. That was a great career.
Oh.
And you're one of those role model guys, because you take a look at your first 2 years, and you were 116 yards and 7 catches your first year, 165 and 10 catches your second year, and then you just exploded. 97 balls as a junior for 1096, and then 54 as a senior for 917. But your touchdowns went from 1 as a junior to 13 as a senior.
Well, you think he got some defensive attention after the junior year?
Yeah, I think he may have.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
That's fantastic. Well, listen, I would never want to be accused of denying a man a good haircut, and I'm sure, like. By the way, this shop that you're going into, like, you're a regular there, or when was it? Like, what's that going to be like when you walk in?
This is actually a house call. This is my guy Richie. He's the best barber in South Florida. My guy Richie, best barber in South Florida. So if anyone ever needs a haircut, he's the guy for you.
So it's not Richie the barber here.
So it's not a shop, but it's his house. It's his house.
It is a shop, but he's my guy, and he does house calls as well.
Will there be anyone else there while you're getting your hair cut?
No, just me and him. We talk a lot about that diet type stuff too as well, and all other type of stuff.
Is Richie on the?
He's a fit guy.
Richie's on the beef thing. He's on the steak thing too.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to get him there. I don't know. He asked me about it, but I don't know. I'm trying to get him there.
Well, here's the deal.
He hadn't committed yet.
Well, listen,
Richie the barber hadn't committed yet.
Yeah, he's verbal. He's leaning. So here's the deal. You tell him this. Hey, Richie, look, I eat a ton of meat. I run 22 miles per hour. You eat 20. You eat a lot of meat. You could cut at a much higher rate. Therefore, more heads, more dollars, probably going to be beneficial to him. Wouldn't you think so?
That's what I think. Health and longevity. That's the key. That's
right.
That's the key to this race of life, bro.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Exactly.
Gary with a lot of wisdom today.
He came in.
He came with a ton of wisdom.
I got this for days, man. We can talk whatever, even in private, man, about anything.
Yeah.
Really. I've been through so many things, and just be able to really sit down and dissect. I've learned a lot in my long 26 years of life.
Well, here's the deal. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that a lot, but I don't want to see you at all from July until middle of February. So don't want to see you then. At some other point, if it's been the summer or if it's in the spring, you're always welcome. But I want you on an NFL roster, and I want you to fulfill all of those dreams that you're making all the time. So that's really what we want. Isn't that what we want?
It's 100% what we want. We also he needs to hit us up on the back end here because we got a bunch of food questions.
Yeah.
We got more food questions. We're not going to bore everybody on this podcast. We got more food questions. We need to talk
No,
privately.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, I got something for you, dude. So you talked about you're going grill and you're going cast iron. There's something else I want to introduce you to. Have you ever heard of sous vide?
Sous vide. Is it sous vide or sous vide?
It does depend. I mean, French, tomato. Like, are you familiar? SOUSVIDE. That's a really good way too. You put that steak in that bag, you vacuum it, you
boil it, right?
You boil it. Well, you boil's a little aggressive of a word. I mean, you're at like 131 degrees, so it's not 212, but like long term. Then you dry it off and then you sear it. I'm telling you what, you talk about uniformity in that steak. It's perfect all the way through. Perfect.
That's how I mean, that's honestly my favorite method to do is the reverse sear method.
Yeah, so you are reverse searing.
Yeah, I'm a reverse sear method guy. You know, oven at 225.
Yes.
On thickness, about 45 to an hour.
Bingo.
You know, then I'm throwing it on the grill. I don't even need a heat thermometer. That's all to look.
He's reverse searing. He's reverse searing. That's exactly it. That's the same difference. Yeah, same difference. The reverse sear is also absolutely off the chart.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. I'm happy with him then. I'm happy if he's reversed.
He's not messing around. I mean, he obviously researched, knows what he's doing.
Well, he's well researched.
He's on it.
I know my beef.
He does.
Are you playing around with artificial intelligence at all? Any Chat GPT stuff?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about that.
Okay, that's fine. But I think there's.
I'm cool right now.
Okay.
He's got the food and the workout stuff on his plate. He doesn't need AI right now.
Cool. I'm cool in AI.
We'll do that. We'll do that the next time you're on.
Next time you come in.
Worry about food and workout.
All right. So, by the way, I'm going to let you go on this. So, how are you getting your hair cut? I mean, because the picture I'm looking at you when you were at WV, you had a headband on and things were going kind of high. So, where are you wearing your hair like right now?
I have long hair right now. It's a funny thing too. You know, a lot of people haven't seen my hair or face in years. So, you know, a lot of people don't even know I have long hair now. I do. I have long hair.
Well, we're seeing a picture right.
Yeah, that's
we're
a Battlehawks
picture from the Battlehawks picture. Yeah. It's high. It's way up there.
It's high. Yeah, it's a little man bun look, you know. Little man bun look.
That works. Works for you. You got it.
Yeah, the people like it. Like it.
I like it. Yeah, it's good. It's a good look.
I like it.
All right. Mm-hmm. So listen, it's raining here. You're in South Florida. Enjoy the day and stay well. We look forward to see what happens here in the next chapter for you this coming season.
For sure. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, my man. Take care.
Thanks, Gary.
There he is.
Have a good one.
You too. All right. Is he like the best ever?
We're getting him back on.
Listen.
There's a lot of stuff.
Listen, he's the guy that replaces Kirchhoff.
No, he very well could.
Right?
He'd be great.
Why wouldn't he be the third guy?
I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to have Taylor cut 2 of those different segments and not only play it for my girls, but take it to the whole team. Here.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
The 2 parts, he gave you 2 parts there. The body language is critical and the not caring what other people think. You get those 2 things down, you go a long way in life. I don't care what the field is, athletics or otherwise. You get those 2 things down, you're rolling. True?
1,000%. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by the Burdett Camping Center. You buy an RV, travel trailer, fifth wheel from them, and the warranty lasts forever, which is an extremely long period of time, forever. It's Burdett Camping, and right now you can get $10,000 off on the Forest River Rockwood Ultralight fifth wheel. Just a fantastic unit. You can check that one out and all the others at burdettcamping.com. 3 Guys also brought to us by the wonderful folks, Mr. Bob and his gang at Comax Business Systems. They've been in business now for a quarter of a century, 25 years if you're scoring at home. And many of their clients today are the same clients that started with them when they first began business, which means they do it right. Comax's digital phone systems, competitively priced from 1 line to 1,000 lines. Home office all the way to a big old business. They got it covered for you. Call Comax. They'll give you a free price quote. Whatever works, they've got it. It's Comax Business Systems. The Summer Special Series, that right there is why they're enjoyable. I think that's why our listeners really love them, because it's just like, there's a name that you remember, been around, but then he's been gone for a while. You saw him this spring playing, but like how much stuff has gone on in his world.
And how much has he learned and grown since he left here? Right? That's what I like talking about those guys years later after they've left here and some of those basketball players that go over and play overseas. It's just fun to watch their development, how much they've picked up over the time since they left here.
Can I also offer this? And so a lot of times how you deal with stuff determines what your outlook on life is.
Mm.
I said he's been involved in 24 transactions and 7 teams since September of 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? I wouldn't trade that for anything. Now, that's one attitude. The other attitude is, man,
Getting screwed, can't catch a break.
Get screwed, man. These teams are freaking screwing me, man. They freaking screwed me. No. Those are the guys that are out. They're out now. And our guy, he's like, here, I'm going to be a great story. You just watch this.
He's still bouncy. He still has good self-talk, you can tell. And like we talked about, he knows he's there. He knows, but for circumstances that were somewhat out of his control, the injuries, the concussion, and the COVID, he's in that league. He's in the league.
Injuries, concussion, and COVID.
Hits a wall and gets COVID. Bad breaks. But has the talent and the ability to be there.
And like I said before, runs fast enough that in some homeowners associations he would be arrested for speeding.
Which is awesome.
Right? Because a lot of those homeowners,
or 15 in
those developments, they'll put 15
He's
miles
way
per.
over.
If he's 7 over in your neighborhood.
If he's sprinting down, there's someone coming out of the front door, probably me, yelling, slow down. Slow down!
Yeah, but it's not a car, but it's him.
It'd just be him running. Kids playing, slow down!
There goes Gary. Yeah, for those of you that are watching on the YouTubes.
He is cooking on this.
That's when he clocked out. So he's at midfield there. He's got a defender that he angles off, and he can just say, here, take it, 20, 15, 10, 5. Hey, Pylon, what's up?
Now, I know the guy, the punt returner there, it's not his specialty to make tackles. That guy didn't have a good film session, the punt returner, because he just gets greased. Like he should have gone backwards to try and head Gary off, not come at him.
Just turned around and ran straight to the pylon.
Split 2 guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
But I was being serious, too, about that. The social media that play's got, it was up for XFL Play of the Year. There's no doubt there's GMs and scouts that are all over that.
You got to think, right?
And then they're looking at a guy saying, all right, he was close. Why didn't he make it here? Well, concussion. Okay, why didn't he make it here? Well, COVID. He's going to get a look.
And then he's going to go. And then they're going to go.
Get a shot.
They're going to go. How's his attitude? Oh, right, his attitude. He couldn't be any better.
They're going to call Anthony. What's Anthony going to say?
Exactly.
Great kid. Get him in camp. Good for him. Keep an eye on him.
Hopefully would that be a great story?
Awesome.
That'd be a great story. As you can tell by now, Kercheval's out. He's on that 2-week sabbatical. I don't know what he's doing. Is he going like India or something like that?
Something like that.
Dalai Lama.
Madagascar.
Might be in Madagascar. Bringing our guy home. He's coming home pretty soon. We're gonna have lunch with him. But I tell you what, it hasn't stopped the texts. Oh, that's got a nice.
By the way,
nice sound.
I mean, I know you know this because you came off a nice stretch of it. I've been working on. Yoga remains undefeated too. We were on that early. All these guys we identified yoga early.
We were at the cutting edge.
Cutting edge of it. Just want to point that out to you.
But not that bad yoga guy. You know that bad yoga guy? The one that the ESPN did the 30 for 30 on the audio.
Oh, that Bakerum?
Bakerum guy.
That was an unbelievable podcast series, though.
Is he dead?
I don't know. Bad guy.
He needs, well, shouldn't say that. A bad man. Bad guy.
But the yoga's key.
It's undefeated.
That's the other thing, too. It's hitting it. The core, the functional strength, and the stretching in the yoga.
Mm-hmm.
That's really also one of the keys.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got a major injury, so I got to take a sabbatical from that.
True. All right, here we go. 3 guys before the game, textual healing. Follow-up. This guy says, Hoppy is making the rounds on national shows now. I just saw him on CNN.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of that. Not one plug for the podcast, though. He missed his opportunity. He should take notes from Mike Florio how to plug your show.
That's a great point.
Isn't that true?
That's a great point.
So you know what? The more and more is coming into light on this deal. Not only does Hoppy, sometimes he comes when he wants to come here and does the show when he wants to, and then he doesn't promote properly when he's off.
It's true, but given how little he's here, I don't know how well he could promote it because he doesn't know if it's live, taped, or if we're on once a month or twice a week. He doesn't know. So I don't know that he'd be the great promotional vehicle either. He could at least mention the brand.
Solid. Wear a hat. Why, when he goes on CNN and
with a
things
beer,
like
could
that,
have one of his beers in his hand.
Can of his beer and a ball cap that says 3 guys. I mean, I'm down there in Greenbrier County this weekend, meeting with Dan down at Sportsman's Tavern in Ronceverte. He's got the 3 guys hat. I didn't notice it initially. I walk in to the Sportsman's Tavern there and meet him out front. And
You had the hat on?
Yeah, he goes, hey, you going to get my picture made here? And I said, well, absolutely. And I look over, I go, dang, you got a 3 guys hat on.
We don't even have one of those.
No,
so he's ahead of the
we
game.
Don't, really. I haven't been one.
I don't have one.
Yeah,
he's ahead of the game.
Our boy Dave gave him one.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
By the way.
Was it the same one that was in front of the Eiffel Tower, or it's a different one? I mean, we have 2 hats in. There's 2 hats out there?
That's a different hat.
Oh.
From Ronceverte to the Eiffel, from Ronceverte to Paris and all points in between.
That about sums up this show.
Yeah.
Right? Eiffel Tower to Ronceverte.
It's great. It was great. Pizza's out there in Ronceverte on Saturday.
Good.
Oh, this 6-pence pizza.
Yeah.
Got this cat, young guy. Him and his made a mobile pizza oven. Made a mobile pizza oven.
Yeah.
Puts it on a trailer. Brings it out in front of Sportsman's Tavern there in Ronceverte. They do the pop-up. It's a pop-up. They spread the word. I get there. Line was like off the chart.
Huh.
People ordering these pizzas. It was perfect. And then I ate it.
What did you get on yours? Just cheese, or did you get something?
Margarita, and then we had one that had a bunch of different stuff on it. And I'm not just saying this to say that. I mean, when I promote a food, you know it's for real, right? Because I will crush and say things are bad. Fair?
Okay.
And I went on during our event. I said this brisket's going to be the best you've ever eaten, right?
And got rave reviews.
Rave reviews.
Yeah.
So that pizza, and I've been like Al Pacino line. I've been around. From Son of a Woman. I've been around. I told Joan while we're eating this, and Groover, I've been around. I've eaten margarita pizza in Italy. As good. As good. Without a shadow of a doubt. As good. Loved it. Crushed it. Could have had 6 of them.
Well, that's a shock.
Could have had 6 of them. Really good. Anyway. Shout out Sportsman's Tavern. Texter, hey, 3 guys, I would absolutely love to hear from James Blockingham Palace Okonkwo, especially his journey from tennis player to Power 5 basketball player. Super excited for more of the summer series, signed by Chelsea, Parkersburg, by the way of Wyoming County. Chelsea, we'd love to have James on, but we have an age limit here for guests, and he's only 14.
No, that's not true.
He's 15 now? No, in all seriousness, Chelsea.
Efforting that.
We are efforting that as we speak. He's got a busy week of finals here, but we hope to get him before he returns to the UK for a break. Texter, 2 guys and the wayward son. I have calculated out that you will get 800 episodes of 3 guys because at 3 events a year, you will have to do another 5 years of show to build up Hoppy's endurance so that he can attend the event from start to finish. Okay, that might be a slight exaggeration, but if you can, and there's a typo
I think
here.
he meant sell.
Sell 3-yard-long Slim Jims and 75-pound Reese's eggs, then all fair. Signed by Frank in Clarksburg.
Good point, Frank.
Good to hear from him. Texter, hey, 3 guys. I never thought I'd experience the same pain as other listeners of this podcast until yesterday. To support Coach Mazey in West Virginia baseball, I was wearing the sweatshirt attached in this photo. As I walked into the classroom, what do I hear? Hey, nice Wonder Woman sweatshirt, Jack. Quite upset, I did not hesitate to correct the classmate and point out the obvious baseball written underneath the flying WV. With all due respect, I doubt Wonder Woman will be hosting a baseball regional this year. Thanks, love the show. Signed, Jumping Jack, Mount Vernon, Iowa.
I continue to be floored by the Wonder Woman thing. I had never heard that before until that text message came in a few weeks ago. I'd never heard that, not once.
Not ever.
Never have I had one person say it to me. In all my tribe, I've been around as well.
I've been around.
Worn that logo in a lot of states. Other countries never had a Wonder Woman reference.
Me neither.
Stunned
Never.
by this.
Never. Neither have I.
Jack, tell the people in Mount Vernon to get it together.
I could see maybe the old WVU baseball logo. Remember that?
Yeah. Where's
maybe that would be more Wonder Woman. I don't know. I can't. Texter Scopes. I am chortling as I write this. While Spreads and the guy who shows up occasionally give you grief, you continue to deliver. Oh, I like this. You told them you were going to kill a boar, and you did with one shot.
It was asleep. There, real quick on that, because I'm not going to let that go unchecked. There was some speculation that came up at the live event that the boar may have been shot already. Go ahead.
Fake
That's
news.
I was just going around.
I'm just reading the text.
One theory.
You told them you were going to kill a boar, and you did with one shot. You told them you could be an elite-level auctioneer, and you delivered before my very eyes Saturday night at the WVU Cancer Gala. You were on fire. I lost track how much was raised after the earring price took my breath away. What was the total take on the night? Tell those guys next to you to never question your abilities. Count me on Team Scopes. Listener since episode 1, Thomas from Thomas.
Well,
keep up the great work.
Yeah, this is written by you. Thomas from Thomas.
It's not me. I mean, obviously people do it. So I lost track how much was raised after the earring price took my breath away. So 8 items at the auction Saturday. The earrings went for $28,000.
Excuse me?
The earrings went for $28,000. 8 carats. 8-carat diamonds. Total take was $94,000 on 8 items. So Thomas from Thomas apparently is once again validating my claim that I'm not doing small boy stuff, elite level auctioneer. I'm not doing saucer cups.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing Uncle John's, hoe from the garden that he always used to use. I'm not doing that. I do elite high level stuff.
I have more reservations about your boar hunting skills than your auctioneer skills. And again, the boar hunting skills have recently come to light with some new information. I didn't have any doubts you could auctioneer. And that's awesome, what you guys did down for the Cancer Institute. And you played a nice role in that. I think you would also admit that just as Jimmy's and Joe's are important to the coach's success, you had a nice room of talent as well. Would that be fair?
What are you saying? You're saying
I'm saying you had a heck of a room of talent. So I'm saying to be elite, I think you've got to be able to go out to the estate sale in rural America and take some spoons and take a couple spatulas and go out and let's see how you do that.
You don't think if I walked into Hardee's with the earrings, I could have got the 28?
I don't know. I think again, the scheduling, you had some good schedulers. You didn't get the Neil Brown schedule where somebody put you behind the 8 ball. You got a nice schedule you some wins. Well, again, with all due respect to your auctioneer skills, because I've seen you auctioneer. I knew that beforehand. You do have a future. You have a lot of potential.
Well, I am available for high auction items. If people want to do that, I can do that. But you're probably making some very good points. Probably making some good points. It's all about the Jimmys and the Joes.
It really is.
That's right. Hey, 3 guys. Jim from Preston County, in reference to finding a permanent replacement for part-time Hoppy. If you do, it will only make it easier for him to miss episodes. Also, like Brad, my lawn person entered the transfer portal after about 13 years of loyal service.
It hurts.
And like Brad, decided to do it myself. However, I've got a smaller yard, so went to purchase a push mower and found a mulching battery-powered one. Listen, it'll be good.
All right.
I charged up the batteries, got to mowing last week. Tip for anyone planning on buying a new mower: gas mowers cut grass, battery-powered mowers beat it up and leave it standing. Ran over the same tall blade of grass 4 times before it tapped out and laid down. I don't know. Maybe they don't sharpen the blades on battery-powered mowers. Whatever's going on with them, I don't like it. Maybe misguided, but I, again, am hyped up for football and hoops, having good seasons. Hope they do as well as Maisie's Crazies. Go Mountaineers. Thanks for all you guys do for us. That is about the best line I've ever heard. Ran over the same tall blade of grass 4 times before it tapped out and laid down.
That's good.
See? Oh, boy.
When your lawn person enters the transfer portal, it's traumatic.
Yeah.
Still efforting mine.
Text here. This is Winston in Princeton. Probably not his real name. All this Courchevel conversation has me curious as to what type of beers you gentlemen typically enjoy. Are you light beer guys, or do you favor more craft IPA types? I don't drink personally, just get prescribed some of God's greenery for my arthritis. However, but I'd like to make an exception next time I'm in Morgantown for a Courchevel. Thanks for all you guys do for our great state.
Real quick, so as you were on your southern tour here, Courchevel very well received down there. They've been super supportive of the Courchevel.
It's awesome. So,
and someone even called it the Courchevel, which is perfect. That probably should be the official name.
So I went to the Briar Garden, and it was really super neat to see. There it is right there. That's me inside the Briar Garden. It says Chestnut Brew Works, the Courchevel.
Which I love that.
I want the Courchevel.
Yeah.
So they have it there, and that's a really nice place. There's Nick on the right of the picture there. He's the guy that makes sandwiches, the black shirt.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah.
And I went in the back in the kitchen. He showed me the oven, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Really nice. Good dudes. And I want to say, and I apologize, I think the gentleman in the green is Michael, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Hope it is. Anyway, they have it at the Briar Garden. Then I went to Sportsman's Tavern, and I had me one of them Courchevels with that pizza.
While you were having the pizza.
Oh.
Good combo.
You know what I told Joan? I said, this is bumming me out. She says, what's bumming you out? I said, I could sit here right now and just have more pizza and more of these.
You would have been giddy to stay there all day and into the evening.
Best ever. I would just take me home.
Yep.
Take me home. Meanwhile, what kind of beer do I like? I like Courchevel. By that I mean this. I like Belgian wheat beers. That's mine. I don't like stuff that's super hoppy and super bitter. That's my deal. I like Belgian wheat beers. So like Hoppy's beer is like perfect. Hoegaarden's really, I like Hoegaarden a lot. Boulevard wheat. I don't know if they have Boulevard wheat up here. I think they do up here. That's always in Kansas City. That's the kind of stuff I like. Senator, where are you on that spectrum?
Oh, something just easy.
Easy. Drinkable.
Yeah.
That's what we found on this beer deal, folks, is that while a lot of people, there seems to be a vocal group that like the extremes. In other words, the heavy beers or heavy IPAs or things like that. But what we've learned is that while there's a group that likes that, that's a small group. And anytime you talk to people that make beer, they say it has to be, people just want drinkable. That's what they want. They want pleasant, easy, drinkable.
The majority of the people want that.
Yes, the majority do. And then there are those that like different,
which is part of why Bill landed where he did with Courchevel.
Exactly. Texter. Gentlemen, as a listener and generally just a guy, he likes to figure things out. I think I know why we see Hoppy cutting out early so often. Oh, this will be good. On the hit show Seinfeld, George figured out that he needed to leave on a high note. Mm-hmm. We created this mess. Pat White and CBS made this guy a household name. We call him the Dean. NIL a beer for him and thinks he's going to stay on point. Hell no. I've got somebody ordering my sandwiches for me as well. Love listening, efforting this stern wheel thing in the greatest Mid-Ohio Valley region. By the way, is there a communication gap between your beer gurus and Parkersburg? Only Metro in the state without Courchevel. I can Han Solo that stuff where it needs to go if called upon. Signed by Chris and Marietta via Mullins. Yeah, we're embarrassed by it. It's a bad thing. We need to get to Parkersburg. Need to take some sixtels to Parkersburg.
We just need somebody to reach out from Parkersburg that would like to serve us. Serve it. That can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Somebody reach out. Open for business. Isn't that a state slogan at one time?
Yeah.
Open for business?
Yeah, I think it was.
Is that we can say that for the Courchevel? Open for business.
Yeah, we're open for business. Just like Brett Yormark when he took over at the Big 12. He said, we're open for business. He got a lot of things going on. Games in Mexico, you seen that? Mexico basketball, Mexico football.
Move on. So just read the text.
Rucker Park basketball.
I don't want to go to Mexico for a game.
Well, I think it's happening.
Well, that may be. Don't take a home game away from Morgantown to get to Mexico.
I didn't say we were.
Brett, I'm just saying that, Brett, do you think we have time zone problems now? Now, if it's an away game, okay, whatever.
I had this thought earlier today.
Don't be taking a home game from Morgantown to Mexico.
I thought about this earlier today.
All due respect to Mexico.
Sure. You're great. I've advocated for 10 years of eligibility.
Right.
I was so far ahead of all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair.
I think
yeah,
you'll give that to me.
I'll give you that.
So now I'm thinking today, when I read that last thing about playing games in Mexico, basketball in Mexico, football potentially, some games in Mexico, and then this summer at Rucker Park in Harlem. Like, and West Virginia's also going on a summer tour to Italy. Like, this thing is getting close to potentially being like a 10-month deal. When are you going to play in Rucker Park? July? Right? Aren't you going to play in July? You play in Rucker Park in July. You go to Italy in August. You come back in September. You start drills in September now, and practice starts in October. This thing's about a 10-month season.
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's year round, so
Well, I don't mind it. I'm just saying, like,
I think it's good.
I'm totally for it, but it's wild. You imagine, like, where you play? Well, we played at Rucker Park in July. Played about 4, 5, 6 games there. Then we went to Italy. Played 4 or 5 games there. Then we came back home, started non-conference. We're going to be down in Florida at a tournament, and then we're just going to. It's professional.
Well, yeah, it's definitely that.
It's a professional thing now,
But
which
here's
is fine.
listen. Let me just say this though. Can I just say this?
Yeah.
As much as West Virginia travels and the long distance it has to travel for games, can we just keep some games in Morgantown? We don't need to get further away from Morgantown. I'd like to get closer to Morgantown than further away, just for the record.
Okay, but you're not talking to me. I'm not advocating. I'm simply, I report.
Well, I'm not talking to the Big 12 either because they don't listen to us, because if they listen to us, the time zone thing would be fixed. So I'm just talking to the listeners now. I mean, the Big 12 isn't going to listen to what we say.
Solid.
My point just is get closer. I don't want to get further away.
You want to get closer?
Again, all due respect to Mexico. Vacation there before, love it. Very nice.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would rather go down and play in Blacksburg than I would go to Mexico.
Sure.
Now, if Dana's going to give up one of his home games,
yeah,
you're going to play Mexico against Houston? Okay, fine.
I don't think that would
Whatever.
Was that a big deal if Houston were to lose a home game? Like, they don't draw.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if
every time I watch a Houston game, it looks like it's an active bomb threat. Like there's no one in the stands.
So that's my point. So if you want to take one from there, albeit, I mean, Dana likes Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if they want to take one of Houston's games, totally on board. Just stay away from here. Don't take any more out of here.
When in Mexico.
Don't schedule it and say you're playing Texas Tech in Mexico.
Right.
Unless it's a Texas Tech home game, and they'd want to move it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
No matter where you're traveling.
And get the time zone fixed.
If you want to go to Mexico, you can take a pontoon boat from Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Just put it on a trailer, bring it down, and have a time of your life. Lou Wendell, located in St. Albans, and they are the premier pontoon boat dealer in the state of West Virginia. You name the boat, they've got it. They feature the Avalon pontoon boats, manufactured 100% right here in the U.S. of A. Check them out at LouWendellMarineSales.com. What do they do? Just like Three Guys, they sell family fun. Is that what we sell? Family fun?
Was told the boat that I frequent.
Yeah, when's that going in?
Available this week.
Seriously?
I mean, the snow today didn't help, but if we heard it'll be available later in the week.
So the weather's supposed to be great.
Pontoon season coming.
You're in.
As Dion said, we coming.
I've been around.
Say that to the lake. We coming.
Hey, Cheat Lake.
Tell the lake that.
Cheat Lake. We coming. Hey, Go Mart. We coming. Slim Jims. We coming.
Reese's.
Yeah. By the way.
Yeah.
We had received some intelligence, some recon, that we were supposed to get like a shipment of Reese's.
That's a great point. Have not seen those.
Have not seen those.
And I'm in dire need because just got one of those big packs. You can buy them individually, but they also come in the big packs. I think there's 8 of them in there.
Yeah.
I only had a couple. Went to have one the other night. Gone.
That's a bummer.
So I need to be replenished.
Yeah. You can sign up.
Would you look into that? We're supposed to be getting that shipment. Look into that.
Well, I'm kind of trying to send a subliminal message to the account executive.
Because they're listening.
They listen.
Yeah.
Effort
that, please.
Go to Go-Mart. Go for good times. They've got, you name it, Reese's, all kinds of good stuff. And right now, $500 gift card. And all you have to do is go to the website, gomart.com, 3guys.com. Gomart.com, 3guys.com after the slash. Gomart.com/3guys. Sign up. Rewards card, save on money, save gas. Geez, I'm just killing this. Save on gas. I went into my auctioneer thing. I went too fast. Save on gas, save on food, and a whole lot more. Plus, you can register for tickets to see Morgan Wallen in concert. Just hop on over to gomart.com/3guys. Hey, 3 guys, this is Jared in Charleston. My wife and I are having our first baby in October, and we are having a shower in July. My wife says I can help with planning this shower, so I thought I would reach out and see if we could go ahead and set up a Hoppy Kercheval event in Charleston and do a live 3 guys show at the shower. Tony could even use his elite auctioneering skills to auction off some items to pay for the forthcoming hospital bill. What a great way for 3 guys to spread their appeal and to the female audience and future 3 guys listeners. Yeah, I think that's
a great idea, but I'm not sure anything has been more misplaced than us at a baby shower. I mean, I appreciate you, my man. I don't think your wife would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. It would be disappointing if we don't do something in Charleston in a live event this summer. It would be disappointing.
Probably not at a baby shower, but just in Charleston, you're saying.
Well, tell you what, Jared, probably not going to do it at your house, but if you come by, we'll do an offering. Come to our event in Charleston, we'll pass the hat and see what we can raise.
Oh, that's all right.
Fair.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Texter, Eric from Kenna. Only 4 old school clocks are at the Raleigh County Airport. Note, they are boycotting Central Time. They got Germany, but no Central. Shout out to Raleigh County Airport. They do not. They must have an east, they must have an east, west, mountain, and Germany, which makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, that's great.
Good for you.
No Central.
Say Central right there. I got your Central right here. Thank you. I've never been to the Raleigh County Airport.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah. Hey, 3 guys. The impressive baseball crowds got me to thinking about how supportive WVU fans are when a Mountaineer team is good. Over each of your careers, do any particular games stand out for you for the atmosphere, either good or bad, in any sport? Personally, I can think of 2. First, 2011 LSU game. I've never been in the stadium when it was as loud and electric as it was for the start of that game. It was at a different level from even the Pitt, Tech, and a Maryland game I've attended during the same time frame. So from a good standpoint, absolutely bonkers bizarre, I'm going to go so super old on you that you're going to make your head hurt. 84 West Virginia, BC, when they beat Flutie and Freddie Smalls and Matt Smith had late sacks on him. It was explosive, loud. Now it's reached that level at other times, but I mean, to me, that was like crazy, can't hear yourself. The most forlorn quiet leaving the stadium ever.
Oh yeah.
96 Miami.
Yeah, that was quiet.
I mean, it was like church letting out, walking out in 96 Miami. Because at that time, normally when I leave now, everyone's gone. But then I was going over to do the post game at Jammers restaurant.
So you left early.
Either I was going to Jambees or Jammers.
Jammer.
I don't know if 96.
Jammers wasn't up in 96.
Okay, so Jambees. I was going over to Jambees, so I was literally leaving when the crowd was walking out because I needed to get over there.
No, it might have been up.
Anyway, whatever. And it was church after the punt block.
I'll give you a couple. That stupid Pitt game was the biggest gap between nuts and quiet. That pregame Pitt game was awesome. Postgame quiet. A couple of basketball stood out. The one we've talked about, the one before, Pitt on the Pittsnoggle loose ball dunk.
Pitt.
That was chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And the early first 5, 6, 7 minutes of that Connecticut game.
I was just thinking of that.
When Greg Jones had 113 points to start, Jim Calhoun losing his mind. You're 3 deep around the concourse. Fire marshal must have had the day off on that one. Did not come in and check us. That one's way, way up there. That was bonkers that night.
It was bonkers. That was a good one. Yeah, that was crazy. That was good. Anyway, JD from the Southern Coalfields continues. So his second game is the game that shall not be spoken of, which you're referring to. If you need a hint, it was Rich Rod's last game. Surprisingly quiet. This is what he says, though. He's going against you. He says,
I know what he's saying, yeah.
Quietly on the walk to the gate, there was just a weird, uneasy energy among the fans. I've never felt that vibe before or since amongst a large group of people. It's almost like everyone was headed back to court to hear the jury's verdict regarding their guilt or innocence. Very strange.
See, I'm going the vantage point of on the field before the game. So I'd always take groups of sponsors down on the field before the game, and we'd stand right by the tunnel getting the smoke, right, when we do all the smoke machines coming out. That was bonkers down there because of the quantity of people that were there. I mean, my man Ty from American Home Makeover, was that the name of the show?
Ty Pennington.
Remember that thing?
Still doing it. He was on last night. The wife had it on HGTV, wearing a hat now. I said to her.
It was current or a rerun?
No, new. Going down to these downtown areas, developing some commerce and things like that. He was on that show. It's kind of a partnership show, that couple from Mississippi.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, he was working with them in unison. They were kind of in there. And I said, he's got a hat on. Did he go bald? She didn't know.
Well, he was there. Did you know he was there?
I remember
that was one of those. You talk about how crazy that night was. They were doing that house down in Fairmont is why they were here. Called our office with the day or two before the game to add to the craziness.
Hey, can we come bring Kai
need
in?
to get the crew in with. Yeah, sure. Come on up. Everybody else is here. Come on in.
One more won't hurt. Texter, Logan from beautiful Greenbrier County. Definitely a good weekend for a baseball team. Beat Baylor all weekend. One thing I noticed, every time a new boxing movie gets released, West Virginia wins the game that weekend.
Oh, this is good.
Back in March, I watched Creed 3 opening night, beat K-State in basketball. Past weekend, big George Foreman release, we beat Baylor in baseball. Maybe for the Penn State game and the Pitt game, Rocky movies should be re-released. I graduate from college this weekend.
Oh, awesome.
I want to thank you guys for making my last few semesters really special.
Congratulations.
Sincerely, Logan, class of 2023. Congratulations. He invited us to his graduation, but it's either one for all or all for three, and since Hoppy's not here, we won't be able to be in attendance.
That was nice, Logan. Thank you.
Texter, hey, 3 guys. When will you be announcing the release of your second beer? It will obviously be called Hoppy's Irish Exit Ale. Yeah, he just kind of dissolved, doesn't he, Pete? Pete Pensber. Texter, Scopes, Spreads, and Suspended. Last episode should have been titled Off the Rails. You clowns had me chuckling so hard on my walk, people gave me really strange looks and wondering if I needed medical attention. Since Hoppy will be suspended the next 2 weeks, his stat in the official box score should be DNP-SD, Scopes' decision. Thanks. Keep the summer series interviews going. P1 Jennings.
Thank you, Jennings.
Very good.
Could be the name of the podcast, Off the Rails.
Mm-hmm. Texter, hey, knuckleheads, Chuck from Lumberport. What about our Diamond Boys? What a weekend for Maisie for Coach of the Year, Big 12, possible nation. Keep it up. Love the show. Maisie and the Mountaineer baseballers are just, they're just having a Disney movie season, which is awesome. I went over last night to his show. That's not on the radio.
Right.
Or video.
Kind of like a fireside chat deal.
We called it a smoker, right? Old school smoker. That's what it was. Oh, there it is. There's a picture. Okay, very good. So it's at Mundy's, which is over here near White Park, and it was awesome. He is funny as heck. Brings 2 players with him. They each have mics. Miss Amanda, Randy's wife, is there as well. And my man, he just riffs. I'm talking about heavy, funny stuff. heavy, funny stuff. And shares a ton of insight. As you know, baseball, it's got more nuance.
A lot of nuance.
Than any other sport. And those folks there, man, they break down games like hey, coach, on this particular situation, had a 2-1 count on this, and you walked out. It was wonderful. Funny. Only got 3 more left. So Get there it starts at 7. Get there about 4 if you want in, because it locks out.
And they are rolling, man.
Oh,
we're into May, and J.J. Weatherholt's still hitting nearly 500.
mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got a million guys we could be talking about, but Weatherholt continues to be absolutely elite.
Yeah, don't disagree. Texter, Brandon in Raleigh. Monday night, Game 7, Rangers-Devils. I made my girlfriend come watch a couple of minutes just to listen to Sean McDonough. After a couple of his famous ad-libs, I thought it was time. I then played her the Tony Caridi impression, and we both could not stop laughing. Maybe on the next United Bank playbook with hugs, you can do your impression the whole interview just to see how he would react. I'm sure with his bubbly personality, when doing those segments, he would appreciate it just as much as we did. If he doesn't like it, just remind him you too are a Hall of Famer just like him. Thanks for all that you do, and congratulations on the Hall of Fame. Bob Huggins, successful basketball coach and a member of the Hall of Fame.
Did you do Sean impressions when you lived with him?
No. The first time I ever heard a Sean impression was Jason Benetti.
Oh, which you can't tell if it's actually Sean or Bennett. He did it on this podcast.
Yes, he did. That's the first time I heard it. Actually, Jason did that, imitating Sean on a Red Sox broadcast. Certainly was wonderful and cordial, but he did imitate Sean, and he did admit that Sean has since heard that, and Jason was worried, but to no avail. Sean was very, very appreciative of the imitation.
Now, you and Sean are longtime buddies.
Yeah.
Lived with him in college, called in on your Hall of Fame. He was kind enough to join us and did the introduction there. Does he know you do an impression of him?
No, I just hope no one sends this to him.
How did he sound when you hit the phone line, you looked over and said, Sean from Boss Hollywood, and you hit the line, what happened next?
Why do you keep doing this?
How was it?
Tony, it's Sean. You love that, don't you?
Because it's exactly he's the best. He does do he's awesome. So I've been listening to him well before I knew you or your connection with him. I've always thought he's just fantastic. One of the top 2 or 3 voices of my lifetime. He's great on hockey.
Wonderful announcer. Did the World Series on CBS when he was 25 years of age.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Joe Carter's homer to win it for the Blue Jays. Sean was on the call.
Off Mitch Williams.
Fantastic. Broadcast family. I guess he had a buddy of mine texted me, said Sean had an unbelievable call last night in the Devils game.
Yeah, that's what
I haven't heard the call yet.
Brandon was listening. Real quick, one more thing on Sean. So you lived with a bunch of guys that have gone on to tons of broadcasting success. Do they do Sean impressions now? Because he's got an impressionable. I mean, you can do an impression of him.
That's I don't know, but we all did impressions of other announcers when we were together.
Yeah.
One memory that stands out, we would go to a suite in the dorm and watch football on Sundays. Like a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
So when you think about it right now, you're talking about the current voice of the San Francisco 49ers, the voice of the Cincinnati Bengals, the voice of the Philadelphia Flyers, Sean, all in the same room together.
Yeah.
And my man Sean, at that time, Bill Parcells, he would put on these big Radio Shack headsets and put the cable into his pocket, and he would walk down in the suite. Sean would while doing the game, and he would give it the whole Parcells thing.
Yeah.
Because his dad and Parcells were boys.
Yeah.
His dad's Will McDonough, who was the forerunner of journalists coming onto television he was on NBC. Because
he was a writer. He was a newspaper guy, famous for that.
Now writers are on all the time, but Will was one of the first guys
to then cross over and talk.
So that's the one thing, and we would just sit in there and we would do imitations. Like everyone would just riff.
Do you remember who had the best one and who was it of? Were you doing Don Criqui at that time?
I think I was.
Because Criqui and you doing McDonough are your 2 best. I don't think it's much.
Someone sent me a video last night, and gave me a CBS thing off YouTube with Criqui and Steve Tasker, and they're throwing it to him from the studio. And my boy, and they go, listen at the 53-second mark. And I listened, and there it was.
How'd it go?
He goes, a big day here for the Cincinnati Bengals, and we welcome you in, Don Criqui, along with Steve Tasker. Yeah, it was pretty spot on.
I wish when you met Tasker last weekend, you would have done Criqui to Tasker.
Yeah. When I was like a bunch of years ago, there used to be a radio network national called RKO, which was a prominent network. And Criqui used to do a sports update every morning. I was doing sports in the morning. It would come over the network line about 8:20. And so every morning, we would have to record it, and then we would play it back. And it was national sports. So he would go this is Don Criqui. And then when his out cue is always, that's sports. This is Don Criqui on RKO.
Your Don Criqui so good. The one time I was around the real Don Criqui, I had to hide outside the office for a minute to compose myself before I went in to meet Don Criqui. He came into our office. He was in Shelley Poe's office there, right, just inside the door.
You heard the voice.
And I heard it. But it took him, is Tony here? Is Tony here? Is that Don Criqui? So I went out and I could see, from my office, I could see in there that it was actually Don Criqui.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no way I'm not meeting Don Criqui here.
Right.
But I had to, I positioned myself outside the office of Shelley's office, so they couldn't see me, but I could hear him. And when he was, I was laughing so hard because all I could hear was your impression.
Yeah.
I had to gather before I went in.
See, I roomed with, so Sean was in the suite, 2-room suite, but Craig Minervini, I've told you about Craig Minervini, was my roommate.
Right.
And Craig, to this day, he makes me just cry. He was so funny. His brother's a professional comedian with the real big comedian. Well, they all broke out together. Eddie Murphy and Seinfeld and his brother Richie. They're all Long Island guys. And Richie had the East Side Comedy Club in Huntington, Long Island. They were all a pack. And who's Kevin James? Kevin James and Richie are huge buddies. And Richie has been in a lot of Kevin's movies, and they got Craig to be in one of his movies. But anyway, Craig could have been a comedian. Just, pee yourself funny. And he did Marv Albert and did a spot-on Marv Albert. So he was
you doing pretty good Marv Albert. His was better than yours?
Oh, yeah. And that's when Marv judged a Marv Albert contest, and Craig was one of the 3 finalists. And they did it at the Garden. And this was relatively after Craig. But at that time, Craig, his first job out of college, he was the guy that interviewed wrestlers on WWE. And so in between that, he did the Marv Albert Sound-Alike contest. And so he did a spiel, and then Marv came up to him, and he knew Syracuse connection. And Marv said to him, he said, so you're doing the wrestling? And he goes, yeah. He goes, he said, don't make it last too long. That was his word.
That was his advice.
Words of wisdom.
Because you get pigeonholed there.
You get pigeonholed into that industry, which is fine. If you want to stay in that, fine. But if you want to hop back over, it's probably a lot easier nowadays to hop back over. But back in that day, don't stay too long. And yes, thank you, Marv. Knickerbockers lead 75-74. Last one here. I don't know if I can get this to Taylor in time. No, we'll do it maybe next time. Texter, Greg in Catlettsburg. Good day, fellas. Thoughts for a new exit motto after a walk-off win? Hoppy has left the building. Thanks for having us. Question. How many football starters, contributors have we lost to the portal this spring compared to last? What did Hunter say, 17, 14?
He said 7. Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
So it's 17 this year?
I think that's right.
And it was 14 last year?
I think.
Yeah.
Ish. Or maybe reversed.
Greg says, very much enjoying the summer series kickoff. Keep up the outstanding work. He did not say keep up the outstanding articulation. Yeah, so pretty much an even one at this point. All right. My goodness. Time has flown. I think we've done about as much damage as we can.
That's another long one. So when you're out there shoveling your driveway now, this will be good listening.
Right now we're at 1:30, hour 30. All right, so wait a second. Taylor just came in. What's he got? I'm going to skip it, Taylor. We'll try to do it next time. But I had the recording of Cricky saying,
You do it next time.
we'll do it. We'll remember. Taylor will put a reminder on that. Okay, we're efforting to continue our summer series, working on some guests.
Couple good ones in the hopper.
Yeah, we got some
working on dates.
We got some verbals, and we just need to figure out when and how to get these folks lined up there. But we'll continue our summer series. All right. 3 guys before the game. Brought to us in part by the Burdett Camping Center, the only warranty forever RV dealer in all of West Virginia. Visit burdettcamping.com. Go-Mart. We love Reese's. You love Reese's. We all love Reese's. Go get some Reese's at Go-Mart. Plus, gas and stuff. Go to gomart.com/3guys. Gomart.com/3guys. And sign up for the rewards card, which is going to give you money off gas, off food, and things like that. Plus, we're certainly hoping that that Reese Cup shipment comes in. We were told there was a container.
Huh?
A container. You know the things they put on the big ocean liners?
Yeah, one of those.
Supposedly headed our way. They're going to bring it up the Mon River, probably being pulled by a pontoon from Lou Wendell Marine Sales. They sell family fun. Visit them at louwendellmarinesales.com. 3 Guys also brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. Digital phone services, remote monitoring, they got it all. Visit comaxwv.com. All right, until we meet again, thanks for being with us. Special thank you to Gary Jennings for joining us. I thought he was fantastic.
Awesome.
Terrific. Absolutely terrific. For our producer, Tyler County, Kennedy, Jingleheimer Schmidt, we're out. Be good. Episode 461 has been completed.